Da, da. Right, Hi guys, are we working? Are we working? Let's do it. Let's just get a little test, just make sure everything's okay. I'm gonna scroll down the camera a bit, just a touch. Right, let's turn. I got my phone. I got my phone so I can answer some messages. So this is right. So I had an idea. Morning, Tony. Who we got on? We got Debbie. Let's give a chance for people to join us. Can anyone recommend a good TV show or movie for us to watch this weekend? Ooh. Yeah, but Tony, it depends if you're talking about new or old. New or old films, isn't it? So we're not doing the diet now. We're going to do a bit of fun with the movies. Yeah, let's see if it's the camera move. Right, so I've got the camera on still at the moment so that it doesn't do my head in. Hi, Denise. Hi, Debbie. So what I wanted to do, I'll just put it, make sure it's up properly. I am gonna, let me just play that. Let me just play this for a second. Tell me if it's echoing, okay, guys?
Tender, love me, dear. Tell me.
So how is that? Is it echoing or is it okay? So what we are going to do, we're going to go through the different. Do you want to let the dog out? Go on then. Go on. You go. We are going to go through the movies. And we watched Cairo Roustabout last night. Both good. Okay. So we're going to go through the movies, but what we're going to do, we're going to sort of talk about them a little bit. So the first one is Love Me Tender. I do have to let the dog back in. And then, right, so the first one is Love Me Tender. We're only going to say the real basics. Obviously, Love Me Tender is the first film, which I think must have been nerve-wracking. Must have been nerve-wracking for Elvis, yeah? Right, let's let the dog back in, because otherwise he will bark the whole time. So let me play this for you. So, Love Me Tender, 1956, Western musical. Vance, Brett and Ray Reno rob a union payroll train, not knowing that the Civil War is over. Things get more complicated as they come home to find their fourth brother married to Vance's girlfriend.
Out of the great Southwest comes the sensational adventure of the notorious Reno brothers and the girl they fought over. Starring Richard Egan as Vance Reno, who came back from the wars to claim his bride. Deborah Paget as Kathy, who loved one Reno brother but married another. And introducing Elvis Presley as Clint Reno, who loved his brother but also loved his brother's girl.
I know you and Kathy used to be kind of fond of each other, but... well, you ain't got no hard feelings against either one of us now, have you?
Hard feelings? Me? Why, of course not.
I hoped it'd be that way, Vance. We're so much in love.
Won't you even try and understand?
Nobody asks when a woman falls in love and gets married.
You do. You ask me with every look, and you've got no right to think I was faithless.
Say you want your lover. Say you ain't laid away giving...
Okay, that's right. Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorting out the dog. So, how was that? First of all, I just want to make sure there was no echo. So, is that okay, guys? Let's check your message. Yeah, sounds good. I love it. Now, let's keep reading about... let's see if it gives any information. So, you got Deborah Paget. Now, it said that Deborah Paget... secretly, Elvis and Deborah actually liked each other. I think Elvis wanted to date Deborah Paget, and he really had a bit of a crush on her. But it just wasn't going to be allowed, because I don't think Deborah Paget's, I think it was parents, trusted Elvis, because he had a bit of a rebellious image, reputation. Obviously, you know, we're talking 1958. No, I mean, sorry, 1956, 55, 6, yeah. You know, they would have been making the movie, etc. So it wasn't meant to be, but they do say that Priscilla, when she was a teenager, obviously she had they befriended Elvis when she was 14, modelled herself on Deborah Paget. I'm just seeing if I can get the book and show you. So obviously we all know. Let me just minimise this so you can see I can see what I'm showing you. So here we go. Let's have a look. Hope you've all got yourselves a nice cup of tea. And anyone that's waking up later, let me just get it up a minute. Right, okay. I hope you've all got yourselves a nice cup of tea. So no echo. Do you know what? The Dave Hebler interview really echoed a lot. I think it's to do with how it was recorded. Because some things will echo, but... morning to all the Americans waking up later. Tell me where you're from. Leave it in the comments. And any of you around the world, in Britain, whatever country you're in, Australia, hello. So we know in this book, there's a picture of Deborah Paget. This suggests that Priscilla, to try and win over Elvis, using Cary Grant, this is what the book Child Bride says. It is said that she changed her hairstyle to suit, because she had heard that Elvis had a crush on Deborah Paget. So she's trying to win Elvis's heart. She's trying to make Elvis think that she's sweet and innocent. So this is Deborah Paget's hair. Let's just see. Yeah. She was beautiful, guys. They actually make a beautiful couple, don't they? Beautiful. So it is said that Priscilla changed her hair so that Elvis, as a part of her plan to seduce Elvis, to make her think she was this sweet, innocent person that was waiting for Elvis. Obviously, if you believe everything in this book. Unfortunately, not everything in this book is good for Elvis, but it does completely portray an alternative reality about Priscilla, that maybe there was a cunning plan that involved the mum, Priscilla's mum, and Cary Grant to meet Elvis, to give Elvis the impression that she was a sweet, innocent girl. So some believe it, some don't. Now, I'm not completely happy with Suzanne Finstad. She has said a few things she shouldn't really have said about Elvis. That's another story. So what we're going to do, each trailer that we play. Yeah, I think we've read about 9 chapters of it. A lot of it you can find on the internet, on YouTube, Tony. So Tony, did you say you got a cup of bacon? So Tony, do you have bacon for breakfast? Elvis was with a lot of beautiful women, yes, but Denise, we have to understand, they weren't all girlfriends. Elvis didn't have to have sex with every girl that he met. Many of them were just very close friends. Elvis liked the company of women. He didn't have to shag everything. So, right, so I got a bit of a dry throat. Love Me Tender is a 1956 American musical western film directed by Robert D. Webb and released by 20th Century Fox on November the 15th, 1956. And it was filmed... The film was named after the song. It was 20th Century Fox. On November the 15th, it stars Richard Egan, Deborah Paget, obviously Elvis. There's one of the pictures. I'm not sure. Can't really see it that well. It's not very good. You're not going to see that. I can make it zoom in, but then it will go weird on me, so I'm not going to. Right. So, Love Me Tender. Hi, Lorna. Tony, it's okay to have breakfast as long as it's the right stuff. Bacon, eggs. As long as it's that, it doesn't matter. Love Me Tender was originally to be titled The Reno Brothers, but when advanced sales of Presley's Love Me Tender single passed 1 million a first for a single. The first title was changed to match Love Me Tender, and the first three of the films in which he played historical figure. The others were Frankie and Johnny, which takes place in the 1890s, and Trouble with Girls, which takes place in 1927. It does say the plot here. Should we just read it? Presley plays Clint Reno, the youngest of the four Reno brothers, who stays home to take care of his mother and his family farm, an older brother Vance. Brett and Ray fight in the American Civil War for the Confederate Army. The family is mistakenly informed that eldest brother Vance has been killed on a battlefield. After 4 years' war, the brothers return home and find that Vance's former girlfriend, Kathy, has married Clint. Although Vance accepts this wholeheartedly, the family has to struggle to reach stability with this issue. It is clear from the outset, upon the Reno brothers' return home, that Kathy still loves Vance, although she is true to the younger Clint. Honor prevails for Vance, but jealousy leads Clint into irrational rivalry for Kathy's love. In the film's opening sequence, the Reno brothers, serving a Confederate cavalrymen, attack a Union train carrying a federal payroll of $12,000, not knowing that the war had ended on a day before the Confederates come to a decision to keep the money and the spoils of war. A conflict of interest ensues when Vance tries to return the money against the wishes of some of the fellow Confederates, all of whom are being sought by the US government for robbery. The film reaches its tragic climax with Clint's death during a final shootout. In the end, the money is returned, the Reno brothers are released, and the other three ex-Confederates are arrested, and Clint is laid to rest with his family. Okay, so right, if you don't mind me asking, who's going to watch the TV show? All right, you're talking to Tony. With you. Right, okay, let's play some more. Okay, where are we? Let's get it up.
Night by my side thinking of him. Wishing I was Vance. Wishing you'd waited for him and never married me.
Spoil the cat a little bit.
Oh, let me, honey, let me. We're gonna move to a better home.
They call me poor boy, poor boy, poor boy.
Love me tender, love me sweet.
Okay, I'm back. Just making my tea. Right, let's pause that. Okay, we're gonna go back on that a little bit. Right, guys. Where are we? Sorry, guys, I'm not organised. Right. Okay, so there's a few things here. There's a few things to discuss. So you can watch this on YouTube for free. I think Denise has said that. I think there's also a colour version of it for free on YouTube as well. Now, I actually think this movie's a bit underrated because there's not much singing in it. Obviously, that has a bearing on how people see the film, because obviously the ones with a lot of singing tend to be the more popular ones, usually. Yeah, I mean, I love King Creole. You know that, guys. Now, Elvis really admired many actors. He met many of them. He loved Marlon. He loved the thought of being like Marlon Brando or James Dean or or Tony Curtis, and many other actors. He loved the Western films. Now, I think we all know this, that Elvis, he really took it seriously. You know, he really hoped to be a great actor. A great actor. He wanted to be like the best. He took it in a way that he didn't want to sing in his movies. This is, you know, we're talking 1956 now. Yeah. He was almost forced to sing in Love Me Tender, from what I hear, from what I've researched. Very reluctantly, they threw a song in, didn't they? A couple of songs. So I think when you watch this film, a very young Elvis, now remember, could you imagine how scared he was to do that film? Yeah, he was a singer. Now, to him, singing came naturally. He was still nervous, always nervous before he performed. Now, you imagine being thrown into the movie-making world. Yeah, Elvis was, in 1956, he was the most famous man on the planet. He was going to keep getting even more famous. There's obviously, you've seen the footage of the premiere where there's a giant Elvis and he gets uncovered. Everyone has seen that, haven't they? But my point is, it took a lot of guts for Elvis to throw himself into doing this film. Yeah. Very insecure, very worried. He was excellent at learning his lines. I read that he learned everybody's lines. It wasn't just his own, everybody's. And he really showed the fellow actors, actresses, a lot of respect. And then we had this other thing where he did secretly have a bit of a crush on Deborah Paget, and it was a two-way thing. So I actually think this film, because I've watched it a few times now, the first time I watched it, I was a bit disappointed, you know, when I was a kid, because I was into the sort of glossy, colourful, girly type films. I thought they were more fun, but I was a kid. I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 when they were being rerun in the 70s and 80s. So I found this film a bit boring. But actually, now I've got older and I really study Elvis and I really watch him. I watch his face. I watch his mannerisms. I can see how serious he takes this film. He really does want to do a good job of it. He really does want to be taken seriously. I actually quite like this film. It's quite heartfelt, this film. It's quite heartbreaking, yeah? It's got a pretty good storyline, guys. But I do think you have to watch it 2 times to really get it, to really get this film. Of course, we love seeing Elvis looking young and fit, handsome. And just at the beginning of this new adventure, the movie career into the 1960s. So very soon after this, he would be drafted. Then he'd have to come back. I think they gave him a bit of leave to finish. Was it King Creole? So this was the beginning of the movie career, guys. Please leave any comments that you want. Okay, let's keep going, guys. Right. Love it. Can you hear it okay, guys? So, can you hear this okay, guys? Right, let's look up Loving You. I really like Loving You. It was on YouTube. You could watch the whole film for free. But I looked the other day and it wasn't there. But I do like this film. It's one of my favourite of Elvis's films. Isn't this the one where Elvis's mother, Gladys, is sat in the audience? Is this the one? I'm not sure. I think it is. Just a beautiful film. So, let's get it up. Loving You. Let's find out about it. We'll read about it, then I'll play some of it. Okay, so 1957. It's 1 hour and 42 minutes long. It's a musical romance. It says here, Delivery man Deke Rivers is discovered by a recruited to join a country and western band. However, Deke's road to stardom is complicated by the romantic dilemma involving the band's publicist and singer. Amongst many musical highlights are Teddy Bear and Lonesome Cowboy. I'll play a bit and then we'll read the Wikipedia thing.
Loving You, the first big modern musical built around the fiery personality of Elvis Presley.
I figure his color's yellow, don't you?
Presley, a dramatic surprise in this hard-hitting, frankly revealing story of an American kid who fought and sang his way to the top.
Just beyond the mountain line.
Oh yes, love this.
And I hear it calling me.
Oh, love it. So let's read a bit more. Where are we? So I'm just still waking up, guys. Still half asleep. Loving You is a 1957 American musical drama filmed and directed by Hal Cantor and starring Elvis Presley, Elizabeth Scott, Wendy Corey. The film was Presley's first major starring role, following his debut in the supporting role in the 1956 Lovely Tender. The film follows a delivery man who is discovered by a music publicist and a country and western musician who wants to promote the talented newcomer. Now, isn't there a bit of reality to this? If you look at Baz Luhrmann's film, it gives you that sort of thing about the country and western link that Elvis had, you know. So the main stars are Elizabeth Scott and Wendell Corey. Let's keep going. We'll go. Music by Walter Scarf. It was Hal Wallace Productions. July the 9th, 1957 was the release date. The box office, it made 3.7 million. The film was written by Herbert Barker and Hal Cantor and based on the short story A Call from Mitch Miller. Cantor expanded on the script after being inspired by Presley's last appearance on the Louisiana Hayride and the manager Colonel Tom Parker's antics. Paramount Pictures chose to ignore the first-run theatre systems, opting instead to release the film in sub-run neighborhood theatres. I didn't know that. A system later dubbed the Presley pattern. Loving You opened nationwide on July the 9th, 1957 and was a box office success. Composed by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller, Presley single Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear, backed with Loving You, was certified platinum by the Record Industry Associates. Right, let's play a bit and I'll read a bit more, okay guys?
Scott as the publicity gal who ran his life. Wendell Corey as the band leader who didn't like the way she did it.
I let him kiss me. Was that so wrong? He needed some kind of reassurance that he wasn't alone.
Reassurance? Is that what they're calling it now?
Dolores Hart as the girl who loved him too much to hold him back.
I pause it there on that bit of song. So, where are we? Let me just get this bit. I actually find this quite interesting. It says, the plot, Wendell Corey, a seasoned country and western band leader, past his prime, and his manager of love interest, Glenda Markle, Elizabeth Scott, work for the campaign of Texas I can't even say that, gubernatorial candidate, stopped in the town of Delaware. Deke Rivers, Elvis Presley, and workmate deliver an order of beer while they are unloading. The workmate talks to Glenda about Deke's singing ability, which Glenda jumps on to revive the sagging interest in the event by using the local talent. She convinces Deke to sing a song with the backing of Tex Rough Ride Ramblers. Seeing the positive reception of the female audience, Glenda tries to convince Deke to join the Tex Warner show. Driving in Deke Hot Rod, she tells him about his potential. Not willing to leave his first steady job in a year, he rejects the offer, but Glenda asks him to think about it, upon returning to town, Glenda calls the Highway Beverage Company, after which she and Tex quit the Tallman campaign to return to their roadshow. So you get the idea, guys. I'm not going to read all of it, otherwise we'll be here forever. It's really long. But, okay, let's keep going. I love this film. I think it's great. Oh, let it be your teddy bear. Love it.
Follow him through the barnstorming days and the one-night stand. The big moment when the girls discovered him and he discovered girls. See what happens when a down-to-earth kid goes too high, too fast.
What kind of a town is this? You can't do this to us!
One of the things that makes America great is the right to a fair hearing. Yet, you've condemned Deep Rivers without it.
It's not my future you care about, it's yours. It's what I can do for you. You don't care about me or Tex or anybody, just yourself.
You've got 15 minutes to get on that stage and find out if you've even got a future.
Love it, guys. Woo! Go on, Elvis. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. Right, okay, going to pause it. Now, I got a feeling Jailhouse Rock's coming up. Just so you know, we're going to do an hour here. Yeah. Then we are going to go over to Defending Elvis, and we're going to do another hour. And we are going to carry on doing obviously on Defending Elvis, we do defending. Yeah. So what I want to do, more of the Dave Hebler interview. I want to play another section of that. I did watch it, and there is a 15-20 minute section I want to play with you guys, and then I want to discuss, if I can find it, because my son buried it. I do want to discuss bits from these 3 books. Yeah. So we are using the Defending Elvis channel to defend. And I'm trying to keep the light-hearted stuff here at Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. So we also will discuss diet things here as well. So last night we did a fantastic live stream about the diet. It was really, really good. Loads of information. You know, I do study the diet. I know a lot about this diet, so I really want to help people. But we're not here to do the diet now. We're here to watch the movie trailers. Okay, so let's keep going, guys.
Yes, you know this young man. You've heard more about him than any star personality in the modern entertainment world. Yet, here is an Elvis Presley
Right, come on, you've already been
never
out.
seen before.
Right, we'll let the dog out. Shh, bloody dog, let's go out. Now, guys, this is one of my favourite films. Seriously, I absolutely love this film. Let's get the details on. Joe, I think Elvis loved making this film, and Elvis choreographed it all, didn't he? With a bit of help. Elvis there was a guy who was doing the choreographing, and he said to Elvis, right, show me all your moves. So Elvis showed him all of his moves, you know. And that is where they get that sequence, that very, very famous, I would say the original MTV videos. Elvis invented music videos with this film. I really believe that. This film was the beginning of music videos. I think after this film and that beautiful, amazing sequence of dancing and music of Elvis singing, I think the world changed forever. Forever. Elvis originated so many things. Right, let me just put Jailhouse Rock. Let's see. So it says here, the warden threw a party in the county jail. The prison band was... Oh, no, that's just saying the lyrics. We want to know the detail. Jailhouse Rock film. Shit, I need to start singing you the song then. That's better. Right. Vince Everett, a constructed worker, accidentally murders a man in a brawl. He is arrested for manslaughter, but his life changes when he learns to play guitar in prison. We all know it, don't we, guys? And we've got obviously Elvis, Judy Tyler, who, as far as I know, died in an accident, a car accident with her husband, which is so sad, very soon after this film was made. I don't even know if she was even at the premiere. I'm not sure. You guys tell me, leave it in the comments. Mick Shaughnessy, who I think is a brilliant actor, Jennifer Holden, Anne Newland, and Dean Jones, and Vaughn Taylor. And if we just click on Wikipedia, what I'll do, I'll play a bit, and then we'll read a bit of that. Woo!
Vince Everett,
God,
dynamically
he looks
portrayed
cool.
by Elvis Presley, was a tough blackboard jungle kid who became even tougher under the influence of his jailhouse cellmate. A terrific performance by Mickey
Such a good
Shaughnessy.
actor, this guy.
I'm an animal in a jungle, and I got a motto. Do unto others as they would do unto you, only do
Ooh,
it first.
Cruel.
Do it first. That's right.
So, obviously, we know the storyline. Eventually, it's a rags to riches story, isn't it, guys? The real life of Elvis. Yeah. He makes it big eventually. And then I think this moment in the movie is the moment where he's saying, haha, look at me. I've made it. I'm big now. Yeah. And this part of the storyline is that it's gone to his head. Yeah. So he's changed. So Jailhouse Rock is a 1957 American musical drama film directed by Richard Thorpe, starring Elvis Presley, adapted by Guy Trosper from a story written by Nedrick Young. The film tells the story of Vince Everett, a convict who learns the guitar whilst in prison and becomes a star following his release. 4 of the film's songs were written by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller, including the title track, which became a highly praised production number in the film, as well as one of Presley's biggest hits singles, spending 7 weeks at #1 on the US charts. Wow. So it was story by Nedrick Young, screenplay Guy Trosper, directed by Richard Thorpe. Now, Elvis used a lot of different directors. As you go through the 60s, he used a lot of different directors, guys. Metro Goldwyn Mayer, and the music by Avon Productions, Jeff Alexander. The release date was October the 17th, 1957. It says in Memphis, yeah? November the 8th, 1957. Right, okay. It's 96 minutes long, and the budget was £1 million to make it, and it took $4 million. Okay? Let's play a bit more.
Jailhouse Rock is the astounding success story of this rebel with a voice that rocked the world.
I guess it's just because.
Wow, I love his jumper.
Baby, I don't
Look at those shoes, guys. Woo. So, this is, I think we all know this scene. That ain't tactics, yeah? I feel so sad what happened to Judy. Right, so we'll see what my dog's doing. Princess, are you coming in, or are you going to... Come on then, it's freezing out there. Come on, go. In you go, come on, it's freezing. It's absolutely freezing. Freezing. Let me just put the dog up. Right, go on, up you go. Up you go, go on. Up you go. Good girl. Okay, up. Good girl. Okay. She wants me to leave the door open, but it's just so cold. England this morning is freezing. Right, so Jailhouse Rock premiered in Memphis, Tennessee on October the 17th. Right, yeah, so it premiered in Memphis, right. 1957, and was released nationwide on November the 8th. It peaked at #3 on the Variety box office charts and finished 14th of the year, grossing $4 million. The film initially earned mixed reviews. That surprises me because I love this film. I thought it was great. With much of the negative targeted at the unpleasant personality of the characters played by Presley. All right, okay, yeah, he did play a bit of a dark person, didn't he? He did. The release was also somewhat overshadowed by the tragic highway death of leading lady Judy Tyler. This is so sad, guys. Shortly after the film's completion, Presley reportedly was so devastated by Tyler's death that he would never watch the film or discuss it. I mean, that's very extreme, isn't it? The leading lady, don't forget, Elvis was a very young man here. The leading lady, put it in the comments how old Elvis was, guys. The leading lady dies. Terrible. And don't forget, they would have been together every day for months. Such a young man, Elvis Presley, such a young man to go through that. It's just horrible. In 2004, Jailhouse Rock was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry by the Libraries Congress, who deemed it culturally, aesthetically, or historically significant. Yeah. And then, let me just play a bit more.
Jailhouse Rock is also the love story of this rebel.
How dare you think such cheap tactics would work with me?
I need tactics, honey.
We love this.
It's just a beast in me.
The fires of...
Then it says, construction worker Vince Everett accidentally kills a drunken man in a brawl and is sentenced to between a minimum of 1 or 2, maximum 10 years in the state penitentiary. His cellmate, washed up country singer Hunk Hooten, incarcerated for bank robbery, teaches Vince some guitar chords. Hunk then convinces Vince to participate in an inmate show that is broadcast on nationwide television. After his appearance, Vince receives fan letters, but the warden prevents their delivery. Hunk convinces Vince to sign a pact to become equal partners in his act when they are both free. Later, during an inmate riot in the mess hall, a guard shoves Vince, who retaliates by striking him. As punishment, the warden orders Vince to be lashed with a whip. Vince later learns that Hunk attempted to bribe the guards to forego the punishment, but did not have enough money. Upon Vince's release, 14 months later, the warden gives him his withheld fan mail. Hunk promises Vince a singing job at a nightclub owned by a friend. There, Vince meets Peggy Van Oldham, a promoter of pop singer Mickey Alba. Vince is surprised when the club owner denies him a job as a singer, but offers him a job as a bar boy. To prove himself to the owner, Vince takes the stage to sing when the house band takes a break. However, a customer laughs throughout the performance. Enraged, Vince smashes his guitar and leaves the club. Peggy then persuades him to record a demo so that he can listen to himself sing. The recording helps Vince improve his style and he records a song. Right, I'll play this, I'll let the dog out.
Violence still raged in Vince as he fought his way to fame and fortune in the exciting world of popular music.
Don't leave me now. Going through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there, they began to wail.
And then came Hollywood.
No, Vince, let's try it again. Vince!
How do you like our movie star, Peggy?
He has adapted very quickly.
Well, there's not much oxygen up where he is, and the man gets lightheaded. Tramping on me is one thing, Sonny. Hurting a little girl like Peggy is another.
Just don't you go get no ideas, huh?
There comes a time when you gotta take a hand in things, and that time is now.
Don't push me, huh?
I'm gonna beat hell out of you.
Don't try. You're talking crazy, man.
You know you got it coming, son.
I said don't try.
Okay. Okay. All right. One second. Okay. Right. I'll just keep it playing a minute. Good.
You're a pretty fancy performer, ain't you, kid?
Now you know what I do for an encore.
Now he crowns his meteoric rise to fame with a fiery burst of dramatic power as hard-loving, hard-hitting Danny Fisher, who sang his way up from the gutters of lusty, brawling New Orleans.
I would never treat you better.
Right, let's pause this.
Like a castaway.
Right, I sorted out dogs. Now, as you know, guys, this is probably my favourite film. Just everything about it, the way it looks, the images, and the way Elvis looks, the whole storyline. I think this film role was originally intended for James Dean, who passed in his very sad car crash. Let me just check your comments, guys. Oh, I love Young and Beautiful. Yeah, it's definitely Lorna. There's nothing in this film that I knock. I love all of this film. And come on, let's look up some facts with it, shall we? So, now I think Anita Wood, it says in the book, where's the book? In Anita Wood's book, it says she would visit him on set, yeah? And I love that book. We highly recommend that book, guys. Right. Okay, so 1958. Danny, with a high school diploma, takes a job at a nightclub, King Creole. However, things take a turn when his ex-boss tries to threaten him. So King Creole is a 1958 American musical drama directed by Michael Curtiz and based on the 1952 novel A Stone from Danny Fisher by Harold Robbins, produced by Hal B. Wallace. The film stars Elvis Presley, Carolyn Jones, Walter Matthau. Come on, Walter Matthau. Wow. Dolores Hart. I think we know that her whole life took a different turn. She obviously was became a nun. Was how can I say it? A devoted Christian. Yeah. Her whole life completely changed. A beautiful woman. Didn't she do 3 films with Elvis? I'm not sure. I think she did 3 films with Elvis. I'm not 100%. She's given some lovely interviews about Elvis as well. And so it says Dean Jagger, Vic Morrow, Leanne Montevecchi, Paul Stewart, and as it follows as a 19-year-old Presley who gets mixed up with crooks and involved with 2 women. And it was released on July the 2nd, 1958. It's 116 minutes long. Based on A Stone for Danny Fisher. That must be the book, yeah? The screenplay is Herbert Baker, and we've got the director Michael Curtiz. And produced by Hal B. Wallace. Presley later indicated that all of the characters that he played throughout his acting career, the role of Danny Fisher in King Creole was his favourite. To make the film, Presley was granted a 60-day deferment from January to March in 1958. Obviously, he'd been called up, yeah? Drafted, however you want to put it. Now, I heard that they had to register for the draft, didn't they? So I think Elvis knew that there was a good chance he one day would be drafted, called up. In 1958, for beginning his military service, location shooting in New Orleans. And even now, I think you can go there now and see the original areas where it was all filmed. All the original buildings are still there, as far as I know. There's some good stuff on YouTube where you can go and see all this, yeah? Do you know the bit where he sings Crawfish? It's all still the same. It's all still the same. Later, shooting in New Orleans was delayed several times by crowds of fans attracted by the stars, particularly Presley, of course. Yeah. Come on, wherever Elvis went, it was mobbed. We all know that. Elvis at his best. You can see that Elvis really took this role seriously, really wanted to play it well. I think he was honoured that he was in the footsteps of James Dean, who is, wow. And isn't it a coincidence that Elvis eventually becomes friends with Natalie Wood? I think one of the guys called Nick something that was in Rebel Without a Cause, which is another one of my favourite films. Is it Nick Adams? Offers to introduce Elvis to Natalie Wood. Yeah? I love Natalie Wood. I love West Side Story. I think she's a brilliant actress. And even her life came to a tragic end, didn't it, guys? So I hear that Gladys wasn't keen on Natalie Wood. I also hear that Natalie felt uncomfortable around Elvis and Gladys because of their closeness. So it just wasn't meant to be, was it, guys? So the film released in July the 2nd, 1958, at Paramount Pictures, to critical and commercial success. Many critics praised Elvis Presley's performance, and the film peaked at number 5 on the Variety box office earning chart and soundtrack song Hard-Headed Woman reached number 1 on the Billboard singles, number 2 on the R&B chart, and was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, whilst the soundtrack album also peaked number 2 on the Billboard album chart. Right, so I'll play this for a bit and then I'll just quickly read the plot. I won't read too much of it. Let's go.
Broken toy, love doll, I love you madly. Let me be your lover boy.
I've stacked chairs and bottles and swept the floor up of every joint on Bourbon Street. It's gotten so I look longer than a dame with clothes on and one without. I'm not a hoodlum.
I'm not a hoodlum.
I'm a hustler.
I'm a hustler.
To be for a very simple reason.
Right, before I play that, you know, guys, you know that... Why is that stopped on? I always wanted to play Young Dreams. It just quickly jumped away from it. Don't you? I want to play Young Dreams, man. Let's just go back a bit. Hang on. Let me just get back to the Young Dreams bit.
Loving You, the first
Look,
big modern musical, as the girl who loved him too much to hold him back.
Oh, it's not going to work. Oh well. We have a meltdown. Okay, so let me just read the plot and then I'll press play. We'll just see what happens. Yeah, we'll go with it, man. 19-year-old high school student Danny Fisher works before and after school in order to support his father and his sister Mimi after Danny's mother died. His grieving father lost his job as a pharmacist and moves his impoverished family to the French Quarter in New Orleans. At work one morning, Danny rescues Ronnie's from her abusive date. After a taxi ride, Danny's high school, she kisses him. Danny responds to some schoolmates teasing by kissing Ronnie and punching one of them in the face. We all remember that bit, don't we, guys? That earns him a trip to the principal's office. Mrs. Pearson, his teacher, tells Danny that he will not graduate. Principal Mr. Evans is sympathetic but powerless to help, so Danny decides to drop out of school. When he leaves the school grounds, 3 young men take him into an alley. Their leader, Shark, wants revenge for Danny hitting his brother. Danny defends himself so well that Shark invites him to join them. Mr. Fisher tries to convince his son to stay in school. Instead, he helps Shark gang of shoplift at 5 and dime by singing Love a Doll, Love a Doll, Love a Doll to distract the customers. Only Nellie, working at the snack bar, notices him complicity in the theft that she does not report him. So we remember this, don't we, guys? Danny invites Nellie to the fictitious party in the hotel room. Finding nobody else there, she starts crying and leaves after admitting that she wants to see him again, but not under those conditions. That night, Danny meets Ronnie again at the Blue Shade nightclub where he works. At first, she pretends not to know him, as she is accompanied by her boyfriend at the club's owner, Maxie Fields, aka Annie. So we know this, don't we, guys? We know the story. Just a brilliant film. If you haven't seen this, if anyone hasn't seen this, it's so good. So we've skipped over it. We're going to just play this bit and see what happens, guys.
Uncle Corey as the band leader who didn't like the way she did it.
I let him kiss me. Was that so wrong? He needed some kind of reassurance that he wasn't alone.
Reassurance? Is that what they're calling it now?
Dolores Hart as the girl who loved
Dolores
him too
Hart
much
again.
to hold him back.
Oh, let me be your teddy bear.
Follow him through the barnstorming days and the one-night stand. The big moment when the girls discovered him, and he discovered girls.
But guys, I love this film. I think this film's great. It's just such a good film. But we're going to go through all this again, aren't we, guys?
See what happens when a down-to-earth kid goes too high, too fast.
What kind of a town is this? You can't do this to us!
One of the things...
Story of this rebel.
How dare you think such cheap tactics would work with me?
Just playing it for the sake of it. Love this
tactics, honey. It's just the beast in me.
The fires of violence still raged in Vince as he fought his way to fame and fortune in the exciting world of popular music.
Don't leave me now. Going through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there, they began to wail.
And then came Hollywood.
Go on, Elvis. Do your thing, mate.
Vince, let's try it again.
Girls, wouldn't you just love to be that lady? Come on, how many girls watching now wish they were that lady?
Vince!
How do you like our movie star, Peggy?
He has adapted very quickly.
Well, there's not much oxygen up where he is, and the man gets lightheaded.
So this bit, obviously, Elvis fans around the world, nobody wants to see Elvis getting hit. We all love him so much. Could you imagine then being the most famous man on the world, all the women around the world adored him, and they're about to watch their idol get punched?
Tramping on me is one thing, Sonny. Hurting a little girl like Peggy is another.
Just don't you go get no ideas, huh?
There comes a time when you got to take a hand in things, and that time is now.
I bet you would, Lorna.
I'm gonna beat the hell out
Denise.
of you.
Don't try.
Oh, Carolyn. Oh, yes.
You know you got it coming, son.
I said don't try.
Elvis with no top on. So, a beautiful few seconds here. I know these are just little trailer clips, but I love going through these movies, guys. So I've only got a few more minutes, but then I'm going to come back. We're going to do an hour covering these three films on defending Elvis Presley. Remember, we don't do defending on this channel. This channel is Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, obviously Carnivore as well. So we're doing a movie live stream. Now, this is part one. We're going to go through all the movies. And then over on Defending Elvis Presley, that is primarily, I can't even say it, primarily for Defending Elvis. We will do other topics. And I want to discuss Dave Hebler a bit more as well. Let's keep the fun stuff on this channel. Yeah, that's my intention. The diet stuff is on this channel. So please subscribe. Very important you subscribe to this channel, guys. Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Really, really important. Let me just see if I can show it you. Probably not. No, I can't because I'm logged in, so I can't. It doesn't matter. Elvis Presley Fan on Keto on YouTube. Okay, guys? Oh. Yay, Elvis! Right, so we're up to Jailhouse Rock. We are going to carry on. There's a lot more to do. I did want to just play. Did you guys... Let me just get it up a minute. Did you guys see... You know that we were supposed to be on Artist on Record. I was going to get interviewed by Stefan on his show on YouTube. He couldn't make it, which is fine because he's very busy. You know, he's got a busy life. He's got a wife and kids, you know. He's a busy guy. So it turned out that we weren't on last night. We were going to be on 10 p.m. UK time. So, but what I did want to do, guys, he posted some video footage saying sorry, and RCA Records on Sunset Boulevard. I thought I was so impressed with that he took the time to do that for us. I really like that. Did any of you watch it? Stefan from Artists on Records, his YouTube channel, posted some stuff for us on our chat. Now, in case you don't know, guys, Defending Elvis Presley has a Facebook page with a chat on it that you can join. So please join it, guys. It's on Facebook, of course. It's on Messenger. And Stefan took the time to post some stuff for us. Yeah, Lorna, I agree. I agree. Yeah, we don't want to see Elvis getting whipped. Yes, so I thought I'd play it for you now. Yes, Stefan doing his thing. Let's have a look. See if I can make this work. Obviously, I have no idea how to use YouTube. So let's find it. I don't know if it's going to echo, but probably will, knowing my luck. So let's click on it and see if it lets me play it. I think it might. Here we go. Let's listen to Stefan. If you're watching, Elvis Presley fan on Keto. Let's listen to Stefan. Remember, Stefan is on Artist on Record on YouTube. Yeah? And we're going to be on his show at some point. He's got some giveaways. He loves Team Elvis. He's always speaks highly of me. I think he's great. I really like Stefan. I might play it. No, actually, this should be fine. Let's watch it together, okay?
All right, defending Elvis. It is Stefan. I am in Hollywood, California, and we're going to do a live. I'm supposed to do it tonight, but I can't do it because I'm traveling. But I want to share something with you that's very important.
Trying to make it go big.
This is for Louis. This is for Team Elvis. All you guys, all you beautiful people.
All right, 1 second, guys.
Here, 1963 RCA. I think bought this.
Hang on, let's start again. All right, let's start again because it hasn't. I want it big. I want it big, yeah? Hang on. Come on, get big. Just 1 second, guys. We will do this. Right, hang on. I want to do this right because it means a lot to me. Right, so why are you not letting us get big? Big, big, big. Let's go. Come on, let us get big. Give us big. Yes. Right, it's working. After 3, guys, let's watch Stefan doing his thing.
All right, defending Elvis. It is Stefan. I am in Hollywood, California, and we're going to do a live. I'm supposed to do it tonight, but I can't do it because I'm traveling. But I want to share something with you that's very important. So, this is for Louis. This is for Team Elvis. All you guys, all you beautiful people. This building right here, 1963 RCA, I think bought this building. It's the corner of Sunset. Now it's the Los Angeles Film School. This is where Elvis did all his recordings, 64. They built a studio for him. Not all, but a lot of his recordings are done here. In later years, you could see some pictures of Elvis driving with Joe Esposito that some fans took. I found some pictures online, and it's all right here. But this is where Elvis Presley recorded a lot of great
I love the fact he did this.
You gotta Google this, and I need to do a little more investigating about it. But RCA, this is the building that they made for Elvis. The Monkees recorded here as well, a bunch of people. I just want to share that with you guys.
Amazing.
Team Elvis.
Team Elvis.
Louis loves you, and so does Adika.
I love Team Elvis.
We'll be doing a live on my platform to give away the Mike Stone book. But right now, you got to subscribe and go to my page. So you got to go on the last Defending Elvis site, write sub/book if you want to be in the contest, because next week we're going to do a draw. This is Sunset Boulevard right here. I want to share this with you guys. And that was the recording studio that RCA built for Elvis.
Yeah.
The man we all love. This was the original Team Elvis. I'm not sure if my other video came through, but right there, this was the original home for RCA in 1963-64. They built this. Elvis recorded here. And there's this is a street maybe he drove down there. Fans would wait out here to greet him, but this is the building. Now it's the Los Angeles Film School. I want to make sure you see this. We're in Hollywood, and this is Sunset Boulevard.
Wow, Sunset Boulevard, come on. Do you know what? I just pause that a second. Guys, Team Elvis being spoken about, and me, Louis, and our channel Defending Elvis being spoken about from a man stood on Sunset Boulevard pointing at the original RCA Records place where Elvis recorded many of his hits. I love that. Now, 2 years ago, when I started this channel, and Defending Elvis is only about 10, 11 months old, but when I started this channel, if someone said to me one day, because he's a minor celebrity, isn't he, Stefan? He mixes with very famous people. If someone said to me that one day somebody would be stood on Sunset Boulevard talking about Defending Elvis, Team Elvis, Louis, I would never would have believed it. Not even for a second. So I actually flabbergasted that there is a man in America stood on Sunset Boulevard talking about our channel and Team Elvis and me, Louis. Wow. Come on, guys. That blows me away.
Another view of the RCA building. I gotta get it for you guys. I know. Just picture Elvis driving down here, making a turn to go into the studios to record some of your favorite songs.
Hi, Tonya.
All right, Team Elvis, we love you.
Yes. Oh, look at that. Guys, right, let me just pause that. Guys, let me get you up on the screen. So, is it just me, or I think that is a big moment? Yeah? Because, well, come on, let's face it, guys. We're not the biggest of channels. We're not that big a channel, are we? We're okay. Yeah? We got the best subscribers. We got the best members. Yeah? So, whew, we're getting spoken about in America. I know many of you are in America, but for me, it's a big deal. I'm in England. So I just love the fact that we have been mentioned on Sunset Boulevard by Stefan off his YouTube channel, Artist on Record. Stefan is just great. I've got so much praise for this man. I look forward to being interviewed with him on his show so he can do his prize giveaways. Please subscribe to Stefan. I think it's important that we subscribe to his channel. Yeah, Tonya, I agree. Right, so this is the plan. We are all going to move over to Defending Elvis. I'll be there in about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. And we are going to do another part of the Dave Hebler interview, just a small section of it. And we are going to discuss some of these. Now, I know that everyone's upset about this book. I was going to see if we can find the negative stuff. Look at that, zooming in. That's clever. Now, will it zoom back out? Oh, it did as well. Too close. Too close. Now, let's have a look. Yeah, it's working. Ha! That's so funny. Anyway, guys. Yeah, we're international, Tonya. Love it. Right. I'll be back 20 minutes on Defending Elvis Presley. Please subscribe. Please like. Very important, guys. Subscribe and like. And that's it. 20 minutes. I'll be back. Take care, guys. Gotta go. Thank you so much for joining. All of you. I love it when we all come together. I've enjoyed drinking my cup of tea with you guys. If you're just waking up in America, good morning to you. I hope you had a good night's sleep. And we're going to check you out on Defending Elvis Presley. We are going to do at least 2 live streams a day. One here, Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. We will discuss Elvis and the diet. And we are going to do another live, always Defending Elvis at Defending Elvis Presley. And some different topics as well. So, guys, I love both the channels. Both the channels, I think, work really well together. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Caroline. Thanks, Denise, Tonya, and everyone else. Tony. I know many of you will watch this later. So let me just make sure I haven't missed anyone out. Debbie, I think, has gone. Thanks, Debbie. Lorna. Yeah, so all of you. I'll catch you in 20 minutes. Okay, we're out of here. Thanks, guys. You're the best.